G'day everyone, James here with JWN Lawn Care and Landscaping, bringing you another video.
YouTube? Hey, guess who we've got to join the party? It's our best council friends. As usual, no idea what they're doing, but that's surprising they've actually come to mow the lawn and it doesn't really need mowing because I mowed it a couple of weeks ago. Not even, like, I don't know, 4 days ago. They're mowing it again. It's odd. Alright, at least they're actually doing something. Last time they were here, mowing the rest of the park, I'd already mowed this bit a couple of days prior. The guy just drove around at the corner looking pretty confused and left again. But if they're actually doing their job for once, I mean, alright. I'm gonna have to fix it up. Right, that's no doubt. Oh, why is he driving when there's people nearby? Dude, come on. Come on, man. Why would you do that? We cut this tree back a bit here the other day. Some of those branches I tried to get, because they needed to be cut. How is he mowing this thing? That is a very rattly deck. Oh, and they've got the edger coming. Too late because I edged all of that a few days ago too. There they are. They're just a bit late with everything, hey? At least he's actually doing something. That's fine by me. That's actually not a bad unit. That's pretty good, is that? I forget what edger that is, but they're good machines. So these guys come through, must be about every 5 weeks or something. So they got the Kubota 3690 rear discharge. It's got sharper blades than mine, that's for sure. It's actually cutting a little bit. No matter. I need one of those wheeled edges. I do have one, the Gardenline edger you'd remember, but it's a bit cooked. Oh, I don't have it here, do I? Shed's locked. So all the 3690s are road registered, and yeah, why are you ducking, mate? And it didn't beat. That's interesting. Or maybe he didn't have his foot down hard enough. But so you can see where I got my inspiration for my John Deere from, right? With all the lights and everything. Those guys are lucky though that they have the canopy too on a lot of theirs, which is pretty good. Star's coming back. Yay. I want one of those C690s. Depending on how my John Deere goes, that's the next machine. I'll just get one of them. Because, oh, there it is. They're so good. Like, so that's a 36 horsepower engine, diesel. They just fly through it. I think they have 72-inch decks on these. They just, you know, they fly through. Might have to. I know if I'll get back. See, because I cut it the other day, they're actually leaving a half decent cut today. Oh, he's going over to mow the net. Mate, you forgot this bit. Got this part. there's another part not too far down there which I also mowed the other day, which they're probably going to go cut now. You can always tell, I can hear them from miles away when they come. Oh, I think you'll do that next bit on the way back. I might take you show you their trailers. They're quite good. This is the situation with the deer. So I've been taking the blades off. Can't get that one off. Will not budge. I'm very angry. This blade does not matter what you do. Breaker bar, most powerful impact on my street from my neighbour, doesn't move. You can see the bolt's actually rounded a little bit. Oh, yeah, see? It's not looking in the best shape. So I gotta fix that. I raised the height, I think this is on 4.5 inches now on each side. Was on 4, but you will see it in that park. It looks like it's scalped a little bit on the left. So I don't know. I got to fix that up, as you can see. Where is it? Like there. Can't really see it from there. From up here, see the bits where it's scalped. Sounds like he's not mowing the other bit. I think he's found it's not in need of a mow. Yeah, he's coming back. Driven all that way for nothing. 'Cause I've already mowed it. Don't be late. See, we made this bit now? No. What? Brew, what are you doing? Oh, he's going down the next bit. They must have just parked the trailer up here, because this will lead up to the street around the corner from my house over there. But yeah, so we lifted this tree a little bit, cut the lower branches off. This tree's going to need to come out entirely though, since Pito's looking in here. See, so we just cut back a lot of these because they're hanging too far down. This branch is a problem here. See how that snapped off? It's basically this side of the tree's alive. It's really weird. This side of the tree's alive, that side of the tree's dead. And that tree's dead too. So I can't get everything off that side, but I don't know. I just need to get that branch down because it's just hanging there. You can see. Yeah, I don't know why. So everything is kind of this way is all green and leafy. Everything that's up and that way has not survived. Tell me if you know why that's happened. And of course we've got the trusty olive tree. Tell me if you know why that's happened and what the cause is. Because I'm really confused. Anyhow, yeah, let's try and find their trailer, hey? It is a solid, I got a Fuso. That's oh, they have a tilt for this one. So this is the kind of style I'm looking at doing. See, you can put green waste in. You got that. This has come up quite good. We made this a few days ago. 3-inch, I think, cut on this, yeah. It's quite a good trailer. It's a foldy down bit at the end and then tilt the mailbox at the front. That'd be perfect. Plus a tipper, so if you've got green waste or whatever, you can tip straight in. Not bad. Let's go see their work. Oh, you good Samaritan. He's actually blowing out the lawn. See, this guy actually has a brain. Because that's the one thing that shits me with the council guys normally. They just mow at full speed through here. It's normally like, you know, super long, so it clumps the hell out of it, and they just leave it. And it's all clumped to shit, and it looks awful. That's acceptable though, I'd say. This, you can see where it's scalped the left. Oh, it's coming back. Captain Kubota. It's not a bad job. Not good, hey? I like this. There it is. Going back. Oh, and he's pulling out the bits of grass. What is this? I rate these guys. Automatically, this bloke is on my good books. We're like, get out of the way if Captain Kubota's coming back. Yeah. There it comes. Oh, he's not mowing. He's not mowing it. Oh well. Good. There he goes. He's coming past our way. No run. That is a very efficient kit out. Nothing as spectacular as, you know, more spectacular than what I've got, but that tilt system and the little ramp at the back I think is quite efficient. I should have actually watched as he loaded up just to see how it goes. It's going the other way. Other new thing I'll quickly show you while I think of it. We have ramps. Because the ramps in there were getting too old. So, I got these off eBay. Ooh, don't like that sitting on there. I got those. And I also got this garbage bag from Aldi. These are so good, I have to say. They're like $8. Get yourself one. They're huge, you know? And I just love these ramps that fold out. So, that's a little bit of what's happening for us. Anyhow, what's happening to Day Nank? Well, we've only got a couple of jobs, but they're big, right? So, we've got that vacant block in Rowville you've seen. We've got the another place in Oakley, which hopefully we're going to be able to do if that bloody tenants haven't parked all over it again. And then we've got one in Stihl, which I actually did a while ago when I demoed the Husqvarna 54-inch. I haven't put that video up yet because there's too much footage I've got to edit. Anyhow, so we're doing that again. And it's going to be quite good to do that with the Deere, I think. I just want to get that bloody blade off because we're supposed to pick up new blades for it today. So my plan was get these blades off last night, and then off we go to the place where I'm picking up the blades, whack them on, and off to the jobs. But nope, not happening. So I'm not happy. But anyhow, like, it is what it is, right? We just got to work with it. So I don't know. We'll work it out. So you guys have seen this one plenty of times before. Well, not plenty, a few. You'll see it more times as I release these review videos. Pretty easy. This is a bit of a pain to mow with the Deere. It's just, yeah, it's hard, but it's pretty good. Not too much rubbish in here, which is good. Should be nice and quick. So these ones, I don't have time to edit all this shit, man. So what I'm gonna do, I'll just do it all real time. You can see how fast we go through these. I just picked up, I'll show you, these Cavalier blades from Mr. Cavalier. So their place is actually right near this job, so we just went past and picked these up. I won't be able to put them on now because, you know, I need to get that bloody blade bolt off, but this is what we're working with. They look alright, hey? Now, interesting thing with these is they actually don't go that way, which is what you'd think. They go this way. It looks pretty solid. Nice and sharp. That's pretty good. Interesting to see how you sharpen these, but anyhow, let's get moving.
easy. I think it's probably a little bit too high, that deck, but the edge is kind of nice. I ran over this with the FS91 with the edger on it. Yeah, it's not bad though. We cut this one every 2 weeks, so I think I moved the height up from that hole, the middle one there out of the 3, to that one, which is only supposed to be, I think, a 1/4 inch lift, because I thought I was going to be putting that Cavaliers on, so you do need to raise your height by a little bit just to account for that bit that sticks down. No matter, I don't want to be adjusting it all the time. This is the kind of machine that I have set on a height that's kind of about right for all of them, rather than changing, because it's not easy to change. So you go up, lift the deck up, hitch it onto the service position there, take the pins out of each one, change the front. Too much fiddling around. Hopefully that you found that little position there good though. So let's keep moving, go have a bit of lunch and on to the next one. So this is going to be the interesting one, because this is pretty damn long. Just getting the builders to move their bloody cars and everything. Got my signs out. This is actually right next to my old school, which is just back there. Jump up on here, get a better view, because I've got to take before and after photos for them. There we go, yeah. Excuse me, this is the one we did a while back with the Husqvarna. I think it's been about 4 months. But like some of this crap, I don't know what you Americans go on about being overgrown. Like there's the edge line. That's how far outside it's going, like a solid foot or more, Just walk through, make sure it's not much rubbish in it. Looks alright. Over there, you've got the train station, all sorts of crap gets dumped. This part's like a mound, but still like that's, kind of up to the waist, basically. With all this. There we go, yeah, that's better. Should have brought my trash grabber. I keep forgetting it. Every time. It's infuriating. This should be good. This is where that rear disc jack comes in pretty handy. The express train. Some bottles and stuff under there, they'll be alright. Oh yeah, this isn't too bad. Well, keep an eye out for these, because they are bad. Looks like someone's actually hit them with a mower. So I don't know, maybe this place has been mowed since I was last here. I'm not sure. Oh, I hear a plane. What's that? It's become a pretty rare sound recently. Oh well. If you do see shit like this, big rocks and everything, don't want them. But I'll keep them away. Let's get cracking.
Voiceover time it is. Let's take some nice shots for Instagram. If you haven't followed us on our Instagram, go chuck it a follow, JWN Lawn Care AU. Same on Facebook as well. We are growing a bit there, so that's good. Trying to get some more exposure, and it's doing quite well. So you'll probably see me stopping off at a few different points throughout this. Taking some photos for social media and also to send to the customer. Jobs like this, they're really, really good. I mean, the deer, it just slashes through them. Like the blades on this, I have to say, they're all right, but they are pretty stuffed. They're quite old. The other,
two of the blades are half decent, but then there's the one on that left side I just still cannot manage to get off. Even now, a couple of days later when I'm recording this, I still haven't been able to get it off. It's shitting me. But hopefully I'm going to go through and be able to figure out that at some point soon. But yeah, for now, I've just got to work with what it is. But they do alright. I mean, a couple of runs over this and it's fine. It doesn't need to be super neat, it just needs to be clean. You know, looking decent. Just keep the grass short so that the builders can go. I mean, they're not really supposed to be going through there because they're actually working on the property on the other side there. So really they should be going through from the other side of that block. Not parking in here, but I guess they figure vacant block, hardly anyone touches it, so might as well park there, which, you know, fair enough, but yeah, probably slightly illegal. Anyhow, that's not my problem, so I just kind of let them do their thing, ask them to move the cars, and that's about it. Rear discharge on this is so much better. So I still haven't released that video with the Husqvarna when I had that out for the day, and that was actually the first time I mowed this property. That was at least a good 4 months ago. And I'm not sure if it's been mowed since. It doesn't really look like it. It might have been, I'm not sure. But yeah, I can't see much indication that it was, given how long it was. But rear discharge does so much better because when I was using the Husqvarna, the side discharge, I was constantly, you know, like the grass, it's hard to get out in these long properties. Because often you're up against other long grass, so the grass that's in the deck can't get out because it's, you know, just being pushed up against other long grass, and it's just painful. And also with this, there's grapple with this block. You know, I got most of it, but you will hear a few points throughout here, especially on the left side where I, you know, hit little bits of concrete or brick or whatever. You don't want to do that, but at least it is a lot better doing it with a rear discharge machine like this than it is with a side discharge, because if anything does come off, it's got a much higher chance of just flying out the back and not hitting anybody. Whereas with a side discharge, it's got the potential to fly a long, long way and hurt someone. So I much prefer the rear discharge for that. It's a lot easier. And the power of this machine too, it just gets through so easily. You know, it is only 28 horsepower, this diesel, but you know, I think that's a pretty good engine size for a 60-inch deck like this. Obviously, if I can eventually get one of those Kubotas with the 36 horsepower, the more the merrier, right? But realistically, this isn't bogging down terribly much at all throughout a lot of this. In fact, it's not really bogging at all. It kind of just it processes it really well because there's very little travel that the grass has to do to get out of that deck, which just adds to the productivity of it, lets you cut more grass in less time. Yeah, obviously you wouldn't use this on kind of unique properties for a lot of them because, you know, it can clump a fair bit when it gets into some growth, and so then you've got a whole big, you know, blower operation to do to try and clean it all up. But for jobs like this, it's perfect because the finish doesn't matter as much. It can still leave it pretty neat, but it's not as high of a priority. It's mainly just, you know, getting the grass short and leaving it reasonably neat. And you can see this machine does that pretty well. I also want to briefly talk about growing broke, right? So this is kind of you know, stemming on from my last video talking about my fleet plan and money management. Growing broke is I think I'm seeing it more and more now. And realistically, a lot of your cheap mowing businesses and those sort of guys, they're 100% growing broke, and that's why they disappear pretty quickly, because from the outset, their profits are just nowhere because their expenses are actually more than what they're charging. And so that's where I price a lot of these jobs pretty high. And I've actually, last night, I was on a contractors page and had, you know, a guy ask, you know, about a cleanup he did took him 2 days, and he was asking, you know, what would people charge for this, and so I gave a price based on working for 2 days. Obviously that cleanup, that would have taken us a couple of hours, not 2 days, but and the price would have reflected that for me. But he asked what I'd price at 2 days work, so I gave him a price for 2 days work, and I had people calling me mad at, you know, for what I said, and I mean, it's pretty evident they're just jealous, but I do laugh because, you know, so many guys on that group, and a lot of other groups too. There's always posts coming up about cheap mowing guys, and oh, these guys are terrible for the industry, oh, how do they charge so cheap? And someone like me says, well, I charge expensive, and suddenly everyone's throwing their hands in the air going, oh, you can't charge that much, so make your bloody mind up, come on, mate. It's funny though, I don't care, like, you know, if I can get that number, then so be it, right? That's, you know, I encourage everyone to charge as much as they can, and, you know, a lot of guys on there are saying, oh, you know, I win all my jobs, and, you know, I price to win and everything. I have to say, it's a terrible idea. Like, it's nice when you're growing, and you've just started out, and you do just need the client numbers up, but when you've actually got a client base, and you've got jobs to do, it's awful, because you know, you're never going to work well, and you're always going to be undercutting yourself because you're pricing to win the work, not to actually make a profit. That's not how good businesses operate. You need to, like, the ideal win rate is kind of around 60% of your quotes that you win. When I was still finishing school, I was very, very limited on time, and you would have seen that, you know, we had like sub 1 day a week to work, so I was pricing to win like 10% of my jobs or less, so only the kind of cream of the crop actually got onto my books, because I didn't have time. So, you know, I figured, well, if I've got very limited spots available, I'll just take the best paying people to fill those spots, you know, pretty simple, right? And that worked for me very well, and obviously I know as I'm trying to expand this business now, I don't have that same constraint, and I can't really do that. But I certainly also know that I don't have to just, you know, charge peanuts. So I charge my worth, and so be it, you know. I encourage everyone else to as well, because you need to be pricing to win, you know, in terms of your profits, not pricing to win just in terms of another job on the books. Because if you're always just pricing to win the work, you're not going to make you a very good profit. So growing broke, it's a very important thing. Do read up on it, because it was evident from reading some of the comments last night that some of these guys just had no clue, you know, what they were talking about or how they're pricing. Like, you know, it's not smart. What can you do though? That's some people for you. So taking the photos, yay. But yeah, don't be one of those guys, right? Be big profit. Right? That's what you want. Larger profits equal to more happiness for you, and less jobs, more money. Who doesn't want that, right? So it's quite key. I always recommend to just price as high as you think you can go, and that's it. Happy days.
Alright, so finito. Not the prettiest rounds are these bits, but it's a lot better than it was. We sprayed all this mound here, whipped down as much of it as I could, and all this mowed down pretty well. So that height for this, that's pretty good. So for the block slash sort of things, that height, I think it's at 4 1/4 or something. That's pretty good. You know, that's acceptable. The council's happy with that. The customer will be happy with that. So I'm happy with that. If I got this, no. Hopefully that's kind of a nice new angle for you guys on that GoPro. Tell me what you think of it. I quite like it, because I think it's better than, I can't mount, I was looking at mounting it on the roll bar, but it doesn't work, because it's just too low. Yeah, okay. On to our last one. Not me today, quick and easy. Right, so this is another one we do. We usually do this one with the Victa, but we can do it with the Deere this time, so I'll show you what it is. It's got quite a bit of growth on it, so it'll be interesting to see how she goes. Let's get rolling, hey. that's not bad. I dropped the height down 1 notch, and that seems to have, I mean, I could probably do a little bit shorter here, but it's definitely cut perfectly in the back. That cut through it like it's nothing, so I mean, it was a bit of a cheeky double cut, but certainly a hell of a lot better than what the Victa would do. I would have had to have gone over that about 4 times with the other one. And it's done. It's nice and short. It looks neat. Bingo. We'll trim around that. I've got a pile of bricks and shit in there. The same over there. And you would have seen I got clotheslined on the clothesline. I knew that was going to happen, but that's this case of roll bar should fold down. It's the way it normally is. I really would like a folding roll bar on this, but yeah, it's not too bad. For most of the jobs I use it on, it's fine. I definitely couldn't have a non-foldable roll bar on my 075, that's for sure. So we'll keep the my dad's trimming out most of this. You can see, so this is what I mean about the size of this thing. So this is a 14x7 trailer, I think. It's a car trailer. And it takes up all but that little bit. I think, I was talking to Dad before, if it had just a big, like, full ramp, I reckon I could fit the Victa on the front here. But so realistically, this machine takes up about 10 foot. So I've had to change my trailer design again, because, you know, this machine's so much longer. Like, you know, a 0 turn would only go to like here. Maybe a little bit longer, but it certainly wouldn't go all that way. So, yeah, I'm a bit pissed off because I tried taking the edge root off so I could put the trimmer head on. Because it's so bloody tight, it's wrecked me little tool there. And I can't get it off. It's so tight, it's ridiculous. Anyhow, let's get going. Alright, so that's us done for the day. Tough times. Oh, this is the problem you have, right? All these cars trying to get through. We're only just missing them, you know, on both sides. It's too hard. What is this lady doing? Okay, here we go, up on the road. That's alright, mate. This trailer isn't as big as my one will be. My one will probably be a couple of foot shorter. And kind of, I don't know, maybe a, what's this doing? Oh yeah, it's still recording. It just flashes weirdly at me sometimes, guys. A couple of feet shorter and like a foot narrower. Maybe a 1.5 foot narrower, but because it's fully custom spec, I haven't quite worked out exactly what we're kind of rolling with, because it was basically built just around the kind of 0 turn, but now I've got this. I sort of need to build it around one of these, and by building it around one of these, this is kind of about as big as you'll get in terms of length. So, you know, it sort of enables me to carry a variety of different machines, which is what I want, because I want it to be a really versatile trailer. So yeah, we've got a little quote to do after this, but you know, the mowing's done. We've got a busy week next week, a lot more jobs, so that's going to be interesting. How many have we got? Michael, Peter, done. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs on Monday. That's alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 jobs on Wednesday. Oh god. That's quite interesting, because they're more my push mow size ones. I might move a couple of them to Monday if I can. And then, oh, none the next Friday currently. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm basically just working to widen out my kind of base of clients in terms of larger jobs. Anything where I can fit this John Deere into is really what I'm looking for. Any ride-on jobs in general I'm happy with, but you know, all the better if I can fit the bigger one in, because the bigger machines are what we're going to be mainly running with. As you would have seen with that cleanup today, that's a lot of what we do, you know, because there's just so many vacant blocks around here, or overgrown blocks. So So we do a lot of them because most of the other contractors around here don't have the equipment to do them, or they don't have the kind of the experience or the you know, the specifically right gear. So like some of them might have a ride-on, but if they do in this area, it's kind of like just a little lawn tractor or whatever. Very few people have the kind of bigger, high horsepower machine like the John Deere that you need to get through those block cleanups efficiently and safely too. You know, because a lot of guys, if they do have the machine that could do it, they're scared to use it because the risk factor in them is quite a bit higher, and so we price as such. But that's where I do like that rear discharge deck for those, because it's easier on the machine, so you've got less wear and tear. I mean, it's a heavily commercial machine, so it's actually designed for this sort of thing anyhow. But also with that rear discharge deck, if you do hit something, its chance of hurtling out the side at terminal velocity towards someone or something is pretty low. Usually, like you would have heard, I hit a few little bits of rock or whatever, concrete that were buried in the ground there at that job, but it just can't, it either stays where it is or it just flies out the back, so it's not causing damage to as much because it kind of the chute directs downwards and out, so it's a lot safer. And that was a lot better than when we did it with the Husqvarna, because being rear discharged, it just enabled the finish to be a lot neater, quicker, because the problem you have with side discharge on those jobs is you're throwing grass onto uncut grass, and then it's too hard, right? So I much prefer using that rear discharge, and that left a pretty clean finish, right? For what it was, for what it started out as, that leaves a pretty good cut, so I'm really excited to use those Cavalier blades. I do owe a big thank you to John Cavalier, you know, who makes those blades, for giving those to me free of charge. So he's asked me to try them out and just provide a fully honest opinion for you guys. So I'm not sponsored by them or anything in a way, apart from them giving me those blades to use. So I'm going to be doing some hefty work with them, hopefully, over the coming weeks, and putting them through their paces, seeing what we can and can't do with them, and giving you guys my honest thoughts. From initial looks, they look really solid. They look like they're pretty well suited to what you know, I do. And being contractors themselves, or were contractors themselves, it always helps. You always tend to get the kind of better products when you have someone like that, because they're actually in the industry, they know what it's like, they're out there doing the work themselves, so they've got a better appreciation of what we do. A lot of mower companies and other accessories companies, they're all designed by engineers or whatever, just sitting at a desk mostly. There's very little real-time like feedback out in the real world for what they're actually being used for. So when you have guys like that have been through a lot of machines, been through a lot of different blades, been through a lot of different types of properties, they've, you know, started to figure out what works well and what doesn't, and they've come up with this design as something which is kind of the ultimate all-rounder blade for not only slashing but also finishing, you know. And if you go onto their page, they've got some really good examples of what their blades can do. So yeah, I'm super excited to put those to the test. And again, thank you to John for giving those to me. I'm definitely going to use them a lot, and they'll probably stay on the machine as soon as I get that bloody bolt off. So anyhow, that's going to be it for now. Hopefully you've enjoyed that little bit of John Deere action. Let me know what you think of that new camera angle there. Let me know what you think of those jobs. Is that the sort of thing you do a lot of? Do you like just kind of the smaller residential stuff? Yeah, it's all from me. Peace in the Middle East. Don't eat bats. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to your customers. They'll be kind to you. Be kind to your people. You know the drill, right? Chuck us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one.